Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this coffee crisp cake. Let's begin. So to get started on the recipe, you want to grab yourself a large mixing bowl, and into the mixing bowl place all of your dry ingredients, then give them a good mix until they've come together. Feel free to sift it first, but I found that none of my ingredients were lumpy. Then add in your wet ingredients, so you'll want to add in your eggs, your milk, your oil and your vanilla extract. Then mix on a low speed to start with, working up to a medium-high speed, and once it's all come together and you've got a cake batter, you've got one more ingredient to add in, which is the coffee. Feel free to use boiling water if you would prefer not to use coffee. You can't really taste it, but this is a coffee crisp cake after all, so we want to get any flavour of coffee in there possible. Then give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. Then divide the cake batter between 3 6-inch cake tins, which have been lined with some parchment paper on the base, and then place into your preheated oven and bake them off. I will leave all that information in the blog post, which will be linked down below, so don't forget to check it out if you're interested. So while your cakes are baking, go ahead and make the buttercream. So grab yourself a small saucepan and place in your light brown sugar, followed by the water, then mix the two together until they're combined. Then place on the hob and allow this to come up to 121 degrees Celsius. In the meanwhile, grab yourself a large mixing bowl for a stand mixer and place in your egg yolks followed by your whole egg, and then whisk these on a high speed to start with and keep it going at that until they are lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. Then go ahead and add the liquid mixture into the egg mixture, and once you've done that, you can then start to add in your butter chunk by chunk. You'll want to make sure that the mixture is cooled down enough so the back of your hand can touch the bottom of the bowl. Once it has and all the butter has been incorporated, you can then go ahead and stop and give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits of rogue butter that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. So don't forget to get around the very top of the bowl and the very bottom of the bowl, as that's where it normally collects for me. Then go ahead and add in your coffee crisp spread. I've warmed mine slightly just so it works into the mixture a little easier, and seeing as this spread is not smooth, you will have bits in your buttercream, which will make it hard to pipe if you are using a closed star tip, which I did try and failed at miserably. Mix it in until it's fully incorporated, then set aside until needed later on. So when it comes to decorating your cake, grab your plate, board or stand and place a blob of buttercream into the centre, placing your first layer of cake on, pressing down to secure in place, then pipe a ring of buttercream around the outer edge of the cake and fill that with the same buttercream, and then layer the cake by putting the second layer of cake on. As you can tell, my cakes was a little lopsided. Don't know what happened on this occasion, but it wasn't too bad. It balanced out later on, but I do recommend leveling all your cakes so you've got a bit more consistency, but I've been baking for that long that you don't need to do that. Believe me, it all works out in the end anyway. So once you've got your cake stacked, you can then go ahead and pipe buttercream around the outer edge of the cake entirely. Feel free to do a crumb coat if you find that your cake is a little too crumbly. Mine wasn't too bad, so I didn't do a crumb coat. I know you should do one, but I didn't want to, and I rarely do them because, again, I've been baking for so long, I just know what works and what doesn't work for me. But if you want to, feel free to, there's enough buttercream. Then pipe some on top as well, spread that out and level it out as best as you can. Then you'll want to also smooth out the buttercream on the sides of the cake and just keep going until you're happy. You may need to add a little bit more or take a bit more away, but just keep going until you're happy. And I always recommend heating up your, whatever you're using, like I'm using a scraper, heat it up with some boiling water, just dip it in, hold it there for a few seconds, remove the excess water and just pull it around the cake. That will help to smooth out and get a very nice finish on the cake. Believe me, it's one of the simple hacks that works very well. As an optional finish, you can go ahead and take some of these crispy balls. I found them in the supermarket, and I just created a border around the bottom edge of the cake. This is completely optional and you don't have to. You could use grated chocolate if you wanted, or leave it out completely. Then I applied a drip. I will leave the recipe for this in the blog post as it's really simple, but then just put it into a piping bag as that's what I find the most convenient to work with, and just do drips of varying length, some shorter, some taller, whatever works best. Pipe a bit extra on top and then just spread and level that out so you've got a consistent layer on top as well. Then I like to chill my cake in the fridge for around half an hour or an hour, then pipe on top of the cake. This is up to you how you do this. I don't normally use a round tip as I hate piping with a round tip, but I found that I had no open star tips available, so had to work with what I'd got. And then Just top those with some more of those crispy balls that you used around the bottom of the cake earlier on, and then top each of them, the rosettes or the piping, with a mini coffee crisp, and then that's it, you're really done. It's a really simple cake but tastes amazing. So thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description, there'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, and links to all my social medias. But that's all for today, I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.